Calculating value from equation of straight line. Suppose the age of father and his son is connected by the equation age of father is equal to 23 plus age of son. What really it means is that son was born when the father was 23 years old. Suppose we have this equation. Now, in order to write this equation in a little better way, suppose y represents the age of father and x represents age of son. Then instead of writing this big equation, we can simply write a small equation y is equal to 23 plus x. We know that y means the age of father and x means the age of son. So what we need to do is, our question is that what was the age of father when son turned 18? So our question now is, what was age of father when son turned 18? Whenever you have a mathematical question, always remember that half of the solution is done when you understand the question very carefully, and the other half is also done when you know exactly what is being asked, what is required of you. So now we have given the age of son. Here 18 is the question. It says that when son turned 18 means that we know the age of son and what is required of us to find out what is the age of father. So let's calculate y when x was 18. So 23 plus 18, this would give us the age of father when son turned 18. So this is equal to 41. 23 plus 18. Father must be 41-year-old when his son turned 18. In the same question, somebody could ask another question, that what was the age of son when father got pension or when father got retired from his job? So let's do another question here. What was age of son when his father retired at age of 60? So if the father retired at age of 60, this means that this time we have the age of father and we want to find out the age of son. So in the same equation, it means y is given, y is equal to 60, and what we need to find is, we need to find x, because x represents the age of son. So from the same equation, from the equation y is equal to 23 plus x, let's replace y by 60. 60 is equal to 23 plus x, and this way we are going to subtract 23 on both sides, minus 23, and minus 23 here, this would give us 3 take away 10 take away 3 would be 7, and 5 take away 2 will be 3, and this is equal to x because this will cancel out. It means the son was at the age of 37 when his father retired. So this question has been answered, and let's try another question. In another question, we now have the equation p is equal to 3n plus 4. Question number 2. Question number 2 is, if p is equal to 3n plus 4, find p when n is equal to 0, 3, 4. Find p when n is equal to 0, 3, and 4. This is not a one question. These are actually 3 questions now. We want to find out p when n was 0, and we want to find out p when n was 3, and again we want to find out p when n was equal to 4. Let's divide this into 3 different sections here. So this one and these 3 sections, and here we have n is equal to 0, here we have n is equal to 3, and here we have n is equal to 4. So what is the value of p now? In this case, we are going to use the same relation. P is equal to 3n plus 4. So we can substitute n with its value. So p is equal to 3 times. Instead of n, we can replace n by 0 for this case, plus 4, and then 3 times 0 is 0 plus 4, and this gives us p is equal to 4. For the second case, where we want to find out p equal to what? When n is equal to 3, we are going to use the same relation again. P is equal to 3n plus 4, and let's substitute the value of n. This time it's 3. So p would be equal to 3 times 3 plus 4. This would be 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 4. This is equal to 5. So p is equal to 5 this time. Oh, I'm sorry, 13. 9 plus 4 is 13. Now when n is equal to 4, then p, we want to find out what is value of p. Again we use the same relation. P is equal to 3n plus 4, and what is n is equal to 4 now? P is equal to 3 times 4 plus 4 is equal to 3. 4 times is 12. 12 plus 4, and this time p is equal to 12 plus 4 is 16. So therefore p is equal to 16 for n is equal to 4. We can represent the same data into a tabular form. If we make a table here with values of n and values of p, if this is n and values of n were 0, 3, and 4, what did we get for p? For 0 we got 4, for 3 we got 13, and for when n was 4 we got 16. And if we were to represent this data on the graph, we could also make pairs here, n, p, and this is 0, 4, that pair would go on the graph. 3, 13, that would go on the graph. 4, 16. Nothing to do with this question, but just going back out of curiosity. What is the C value here? The C value occurs when the independent variable, which is n here, has 0. So the C value in this case is equal to 4. Again, out of curiosity here, and what is value of m here? M is the difference in, well, these differences are not equal, so therefore m you can calculate from 4, 13 take away 4 would be 9, divided by 3 take away 0 would be 3, that would be equal to 3, but this was not part of the question. Anyways, this helps us if we want to graph. We can use this table to graph the same straight line on the graph paper, or we can use the m and c values to graph the same equation on the graph paper. That shouldn't be the problem. Now, there is one question that is still required of us, that if p is equal to 16, what is n? So one more question, if p is equal to 16, what is n? What is n? What was the equation? P was, since p is equal to 3n plus 4, 3n plus 4, p is equal to 3n plus 4. Now this time we know that the value of p is 16, so we are going to replace p with its value and we'll see what is n. So here, if we substitute for 16, that is equal to 3n plus 4. Now the only variable or the only unknown is n. We need to isolate n in order to find out what is the value. Therefore, for isolating this n, we first take away any positive or negative signs here. Minus 4 and minus 4 here. This would become 12 is equal to 3n is equal to 3n, and 4 take away 4 is gone. So 3n is equal to 12. How many times, if like n is unknown, if we have this equation here which says that there is a number, we don't know what that is, but if that number is multiplied with 3, it becomes 12. Don't we know that 4 times 3 is 12? Yes. So the value of n would be equal to 4. But the way we are going to get it is we divide this side by 3 and we divide this side by 3. 3 cancelled with this, 3 4 times, and therefore we get n is equal to 4.